It's recorded.
Oh.
You muted Paul.
To all the new coaches too we have here. This is awesome. I'm so excited to see all these new faces. So welcome. I hope to get to meet every one of you individually in person here sometime soon, hopefully in July at Summit, if you can get there. Yes, definitely want to get there. So thanks again for coming tonight. We're gonna talk about a couple of things that I think are really, really important. But first, I want to throw it over to Trini because she has something very important to say.
Well, I'm not sure what Paul is wanting me to say, but I'm going to throw out some awesome recognition to my, if you didn't see it, in the Goal Crushers page this week, we had a brand new diamond in the group, Miss Stephanie Owen. We are very, very excited.
Yay, Stephanie!
Stephanie's in the top with the three cute boys there with her. So congrats, Steph. We are super proud of you, and we can't wait to just watch you go through this journey and just become the rock star that I know you are. So props. Am I supposed to say something else, Paul?
Props. No, we just wanted to congratulate Stephanie and Jamie too. Jamie made Emerald.
Yeah. So
congrats, guys.
That's pretty cool. And 18 years from now, those two little ones will be Emerald too.
That's right.
So that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So I'm really, really excited about that. And I hope everybody made it to a Super Saturday. I know some of you for the first time made it to a Super Saturday. And we actually have someone on the call tonight that would love to talk about their first experience at a Super Saturday. So I'm going to throw it over to, I don't know what level of cousin you are. So Michelle, too, we're second cousins? I don't know how that works. Something like that. Her mom and I are cousins, I guess.
Yeah, so that makes us
Michelle,
cousin stuff.
tell us about your first Super Saturday.
Oh, it was awesome. It was Rusty's too as well, obviously. We went to Vegas to Ken and Trini's, and they hosted us, which was amazing. Got to really catch up with them. But Super Saturday as a whole was just, I couldn't have even expected it, honestly. Everybody that I met that was that I've been following on, our private pages and challenges and everything, it was just like you connect with them automatically. It was unbelievable. So I'm excited for the next one for sure.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
That's cool. By show of hands, did anybody else make it to their very first Super Saturday? Tom did, Tutu. Francis did not. 20 push-ups right now, Francis.
I went to my first Super Saturday. It's Leanna. I'm sorry I got my video off because I'm trying to walk around with the kids. But I went to my first one. It was the first one hosted in my city as well.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Well, I think you guys can see the power of events. I know Tara is on here somewhere. She's in one of the pictures there. And Tara came to our Chicago Super Saturday, and she decided to join our team this week. So, I mean, it's just awesome. When you get to an event, it energizes you. People that you bring, they see the reality of it. They see the in person, the energy, and they see other people that are actually doing this business and doing well at it. And heck, I mean, I signed up at a live event because I wanted to be like those people up on stage. So that is the power of live events, and getting to a live event is absolutely, absolutely important. So the next Super Saturday is July 25th, and right before that, of course, is Summit. So I hope you are all planning to go to the Coach Summit in Nashville. It will blow your business up. It is a life-changing event to get there. Every year that I've gone to Summit, my business has absolutely gone up. So definitely make it a priority to get there. All right. Speaking of events, Ken is going to talk to us a little bit about some of the things that we've been going on internally in the team and let you know how that's going. So take it away, Mr. Ken.
All right, guys, let me go ahead and do an actual screen share here. I want to show you a little PowerPoint that I created. I just have to get it opened up here. All right, so as Beachbody coaches, we have to connect with people. And when I mean connect with people, I mean connect with people a lot, like a real lot. I just want to go through with you what the type of things I connect with people for. So what are some non-Beachbody things that we can invite people to? We can invite people to anything. This is the connection part of our business. I mean, it could be to a movie, going on a hike, to a festival, swimming, another festival if that was another one that same week. But anything you want to invite people to, you are connecting with them. You are making friends. That's one of the biggest parts of our business, is creating that circle of influence around you of people that are doing positive things. And just keep inviting them. It's not scary to invite them to a movie. But what are some things that are Beachbody things that we can invite people to? And I have a list of them here. Can you go take care of Morgan? Thank you. So another thing that's not scary to invite people to is to look at a video or a webinar. The way I do it is I just say, hey, if I send you a video, would you watch it? About the challenge groups that we do, about coaching. Just we always say, if I do this, will you do that? And sometimes I don't get a response, but sometimes I get a yes, and it's easy to do. I invite them if I can ask them some questions after they actually see the video or the webinar. I ask them if I could call them and talk about their goals. We can also invite to a challenge group, to a free group. That is so easy to do. And I'm going to go through something at the end of this slideshow about something I did today just to prove how easy it is to invite to a free group. Paul just talked about a Super Saturday or training. If you don't have a Super Saturday around your actual area, don't fret. 1 year ago, this Super Saturday, 4 Super Saturdays ago, we did not have a Super Saturday in Las Vegas. And we created it ourselves. Now this Super Saturday, there's 97 people that walk through that door, which is amazing. I was just hoping you had 10 people in a room, hopefully, sharing some excitement together, but the thing just keeps growing and growing. So don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Some coaches do fit clubs. I'm not sure if you know what those are. You don't have to be a licensed trainer to do it. The only thing you have to do is actually invite people to come over to your house, to a church, to wherever you want to run it. But just pop in a Beachbody video and you guys do it all together. It doesn't have to be something that happens all the time. You could just try it once with one workout. Or another big thing that we do is the Coach Open House. So the 3 main things that we want to invite to are challenge groups, the free groups, and the Coach Open House. And the reason why is because the challenge groups are going to get us, the people the best results. They're going to get on their Shakeology and on their actual programs. The free groups are going to help us build trust with them, get them some early success before they get into the challenge groups usually. And then the Coach Open House, because it's always that time where when the challengers are having success, or we have a friend that is looking to make some additional income, that we don't know how to really share the business with them, but the Coach Open House is a great way to do it. So when do these things start? We created a team calendar that people have been using, and the people that have tapped into this are doing amazing. And if you can see in green, this month we have the 3 things that we just talked about on there. The free groups are going to start tomorrow. The open house is going to start on the 11th. And then this month, the challenge group is going to start a day late because of Memorial Day. But that's why we made this calendar, to take things like that into account. But if we are inviting people to free groups to build the trust, and then turning around and inviting them to a challenge group later on in the month, and then while they're in the challenge group, inviting them to the open house, we are going to see a ton of success come through this team. And we don't want just a handful of coaches doing it. We want everybody doing it. How do I keep track of people? if you go into the Coach Online office, there's something called a business activity tracker. I have a picture of it right now. Now, I will tell you guys that this does not work for me. You have to find your own system. Find a coach that is having some success in this business and reach out to them. Find out what they're doing, because everybody's a little different, but you have to try something to track people. What I did is I took the things that I'm really good at on the business activity tracker, like working out, drinking Shakeology, doing my personal development. I do that every day no matter what, so there's no reason why I have to track it. I'm following my schedule and I'm doing those things. So I created my own system, and it's as easy as this. I have people talking back. So once I reach out to them and say hi, if they talk back to me, whether it's on the streets, in a Facebook message, in a text, they get written down right there on people talking back. I didn't say one thing about Beachbody. I am just, there's someone that talks to me. They're in my life right now. 30 days later, I start working that list. And the first bucket is, if I, would you. So that's when I reach out to them and I say, hey, if I sent you a video on this, would you watch it? And if they say yes, then the second column is the third-party tool I send them, the date. I write the date in there that I say, if I, would you. And then I write the date that I sent the third-party tool. When I go to follow up with them, if they don't respond, usually I come back with the, hey, did I offend you in some way? And usually I'll get a no. And then finally, if I didn't get to where I wanted to go with them, like make them a coach or make them a challenger, then I'll invite them to the free group. And then same thing I do with potential coaches. Their name goes on here at the beginning of the month, and then I start the whole process. But this works for me. I don't know if it would work for you, but you have to find your system. When building this business, there's 5 steps that I see that's going to build a successful business. The first one is connecting with people. The second one is recruiting challengers. The third one, supporting challengers. The fourth one's recruiting coaches. And the fifth one, supporting coaches. If you make it all the way to the supporting coaches with someone and they become a diamond, a star diamond, a 5-star diamond coach, you have changed their life forever. You guys are going to be such good friends, and there's no looking back at that point. Don't be scared to do this. Paul changed my life, he changed Trini's life, and he changed a lot of people's lives on this team. So do not be afraid to start this process. One thing, when I'm talking to my coaches and I'm talking to them and I say, where are you struggling? A lot of times they tell me if they're on step 4 that they're recruiting coaches is what they're struggling at. But when we start asking questions, we realize that they're probably on the steps earlier. Because if they're not having challengers in the group, they're probably not going to be very good at recruiting coaches. If they're not supporting challengers in the group, they're not going to, same thing. And first of all, if you only have a handful of 5 people that you're talking to on a regular basis, you're not going to have success with 2, 3, 4, or 5. So ask yourself some questions. How many people am I currently talking to? How many people do I have in a challenge group this month? Lots of things right here, and I'll just leave, this is recorded so you can go back and read these. So our coach open house last month, 71 people were added to this. That is huge, but the problem was it was only about 10 coaches that added those 71 people, which means that a lot of coaches did not invite people to come to the open house. We want to have everybody inviting to this thing, because look at this ratio right here. 14 plus coaches out of that open house already signed up. The thing is that a lot of those coaches, they're still being followed up with, and I'm sure that we'll probably double that number out of those 71 people. And it may not happen this month. It may happen 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road, but as long as we keep following up with them, they may decide that it's time. And once they came to the open house, now my next question is, what am I going to invite them to next? I'm never done inviting them to things. They've already said that they're interested in learning about coaching. So now a lot of these people that aren't ready for coaching yet, now they're coming into my free group. I invited them to the free group. And then, I'll invite them to the challenge group. We'll just keep going on and keep inviting them to Super Saturdays and things like that until they're ready to make the commitment. So this morning I did a quick little exercise, and I woke up after watching the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight and staying up way too late. And I said, you know what? I'm going to invite some more people to the free group that's starting tomorrow. So I reached out to 32 people that I've already connected with. They've already had conversations with me about, it could be anywhere from the weather outside to a challenge group, then they weren't ready to commit to it. But I just said this thing right here. We are going to have a fun little group starting tomorrow. It will be Monday through Friday. Each day the participants will take a picture of a meal or snack, and then we'll give tips, recipes, etc. throughout the group. I know that you'll enjoy it. Do you want me to add you? So the results, I got 9 yeses. Out of 32 people, 9 yeses. To me, that's success. I have 9 people that I'm going to build trust with. I have 9 people that are going to learn more about their nutrition, and I have 9 people that are going to, that weren't going to be in that group this morning, but now they're already added to the group. I got 1 no. The guy just said he's not ready to make any changes in his life. Totally, love that he responded back to me. And then 22 people didn't respond. Not worried about them. Maybe they didn't read it. Maybe they were busy. Maybe they were too hungover from the pipe fight last night. I don't know why they didn't respond, but it's not a big deal. But I do want to say, if you become a professional inviter, you will be changing people's lives. And don't ever be afraid to do that. So just keep using the system and inviting people to things that are already in place for you. All right, Paul, back to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Pan. Yeah, we have these tools that are available to you so that you can use them to invite people to take a look at this. I mean, this product, being a coach, is really Beachbody's best product. So why wouldn't you offer that to someone? I mean, look what's happening. We have so many new faces on here. That is so cool. And Stephanie and Jamie, they're totally changing their lives because of this business. And so many other people are too. And why not offer them a chance? But you don't have to explain everything to everybody. And trust me, we don't want you to. You are a solutions-oriented person. So you're just offering someone a solution. You have them check it out. They get to decide. That's all you got to do. You just invite people to this next open house next week. Trust me, a 20% rate of people saying yes right away is pretty darn good. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. So absolutely keep inviting people and use that calendar. And something else we want to talk about now that comes from the calendar, and we alluded to it we talked about it in the last team call when we got back from Cancun, was using the new coach welcome email when you start a coach, and then what to do with them, take them through. So in the Goal Crusher team page on the file section, there's a file, and it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, things to send new coaches. And in there is the new coach welcome email. You copy and paste and send that email to someone, and in that email is a link. That link has 4 documents in it. That is their new coach starting checklist and a couple other things for them to get going with. It's really straightforward. It tells them exactly what to do to get started. Once they get done with that checklist, you can send them the next thing, which is in that document in the file section, and it's Coach Basics. So before we had Coach Basics, and it was a 30-day program. We had to start it in the first of the month, and we finished in the end of the month, and we had to wait. Coaches had to wait to get into a Coach Basics at the beginning of the month, and it just took too long. We don't want that. We want coaches to keep going right away. We want coaches to learn while they're doing. So while you're inviting to free groups with your upline sponsor, while you're inviting to the open house and the challenge groups with the help of your upline sponsor, we'd also like you to be learning. So what we did, the leaders on the team, we filmed 3 sets of 5 videos. There are 15 videos, and all you have to do is watch 5 videos and do a Zoom call with your upline sponsor. You go over what you just learned. You maybe ask and get some questions answered that you might have, hit the key points again, and then you go on to the next set of 5. Do another Zoom call, go on to the 3rd set of 5, do the final Zoom call. You're done with Coach Basics. You have a really good foundation of understanding this business at the end. So that should make it easier for you to not only start coaches, but help train them without having to rely on another system. They just get the videos, they do them at their own pace. Obviously, coaches that are real go-getters will knock out those videos, they'll write down questions, they'll ask questions, they'll fill in the holes that they need filled in, and they'll go right away. People that are little, they're maybe just dabblers, or this is a hobby for them, they might take some time to go through that. That's okay. That's up to them. But it alleviates some stress on you starting a new coach, and it helps them out too. So it's a win-win all around. So we wanted to make sure you knew where that was, and I would suggest maybe copying that and putting it to a file on your own computer, so that when you are ready to start a new coach, you have all that lined up for them, ready to go. Cool. All right. So now the main topic here. Posture. And I don't mean that kind of posture. So one of the things that has come up on a couple of team calls is what I see as an issue for a lot of new coaches, and even some existing veteran coaches, is posture and belief system. And what I mean by that is it's really how you approach the business, your mental attitude toward the business. So there's really two facets to it the way I see it. And one is just dealing with the business side of things. And the other one is then dealing with customers directly. From the business side, I think it's real important for you to have a posture and a belief system in yourself and to make a decision. And the decision has to be, I'm going to do this business. I'm going to make Success Club a priority. Success Club is a non-negotiable for me from this point on going forward. I will make Success Club every month. I'm going to work this business. I'm going to advance in rank. When you make that decision and you make it internal, you don't have to think or worry about it anymore. It's already done. You have that posture. You have that forthrightness that you are going forward with this business, irrespective of what anyone else does or says. And that is very, very powerful. For me, that happened around the fifth or sixth month I was in the business. I was already a diamond coach, but I didn't really understand all the facets of the business. And it was when I saw my coach go on a trip, on a cruise, and it was because of Success Club. And I didn't really understand Success Club at that point. At that point, I made a decision to, number one, learn the compensation plan and learn this business and then execute it. And two, I was never not going to make Success Club again. And that's the decision I made, and that's how it's played out for me. All right, so just making that decision is a huge posturing thing for you and your business. And once you've done that, it's taken care of, and you never have to worry about it again. Now, the other side of things is dealing with customers directly, and this is where your belief system really, really comes in. Now, I don't know if a lot of you watched that video I posted. I just got it today. It's a great video by a 10-star diamond coach, and she talks about how she made Success Club a priority and how that relates to her dealing with customers. And what she wants to get away from, and what I would impart to you is to get away from, is the sales mentality, because that's where people seem to be hung up a lot with their belief systems. Is they don't want to be salesy, they don't want to upset their friends, they don't want to push people away. So don't think of it in sales terms. Think of it in solutions terms. Okay? You are a solutions-oriented person from now on. You are a provider of solutions. And you happen to have the best solutions in the world in Beachbody for people. So your job is to connect with them and find out where their needs are and then offer them a solution. Put a third-party tool in front of them, follow up with them, see what fits for them, and then guide them through once they're ready to go. That's the whole job. But having that posture up front and knowing that up front is really, really important. I want to share something with you here. Here we go. All right, so if you look at this slide here, it's really cool. So like 48% of salespeople never follow up. 25% of salespeople make second contact and then stop. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop. 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Only 10%. And I think Ken can attest to this, because he had a group of coaches from around the area over the other night, and really, Ken and Trini are the only ones working the business. Only 2% of sales are made on the first contact. But look at the bottom one. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. So when it comes to posturing, knowing this ahead of time gives you a huge advantage. Knowing that most people aren't even ready to hear your message, and most people will probably say no right up front, it's okay. You know that. You have that resolve within you and within your posture to say, oh, okay, no big deal. I'm just going to go on. I'm going to move on to the next person. And eventually you will find someone that is ready for that. And I just love this slide here. You can read clever motivational sayings, all day, but that won't replace you getting off your butt and doing the hard work. I mean, that is Darren Hardy to a T. So we've got to do the work, but we need to have that resolve on that posture. So knowing ahead of time that you're gonna face a little bit of an objection, a little bit of adversity when you're out there, and that it's okay. That's a good thing. That's knowing that and internalizing that and being strong about that is cool. But now you got to turn your belief system on when it comes to Beachbody. And if you believe that Shakeology is the bomb, and if you believe wholeheartedly that our products work because you're using them every day, because you're being a product of the product of the day every day, then you will have absolutely no problem when someone comes back to you and says, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I can't do that. Shakeology is too expensive. No, you know that this stuff works. You believe so strongly in this that you can look them straight in the eye and you can say, yes, you can do this, and let me show you how. And when they say Shakeology is too expensive, you can say, no, it's not. Let me show you why. When you have that belief system, and it is so powerful, and remember, when people give you objections, they're just testing you. Because they're comfortable, they're safe in their spot where they're at. They're comfortable in saying no. How many of you love change? Very few. Very few people love change, right? So think about that. When you're talking to someone, you're offering them this awesome tool that's going to change their lives forever. That's scary to a lot of people. So you just recognize that up front and just know that not everybody's ready for that. But if you have that belief system within you, if you have that posture within you, you will do a lot better. You will handle these minor objections better. You will handle the objections when they do say no. Be like, hey, that's cool. You're just one of the 70% that's not ready yet. Awesome. I'm going to move on to the 30%. Very simple. Very simple. If you think about it this way, if you talk to 10 people to get someone to say yes, and that yes earns you $100, and if you have to so you talk to 10 people to get a yes, that yes earns you $100. So if you mentally think about it this way, every time you talk to someone, regardless of what they say, they're just going to pull out a $10 bill and hand it over to you. That's the posture. That's the belief system that you have to have. And if you do that consistently, you will see unbelievable success in this business. You will grow consistently. And when you plug into the system with the calendar and keep inviting people to the events, you will see growth. And you'll be one of those people that are up there on that stage at a Super Saturday telling your story. So that's what I have about posture. I just think it's such an important thing. It's such an important thing to have that belief system, because it will completely change your business if you have it. If you don't have it yet, fake it. practice it until you do. Because when you do, you will see your life will absolutely change. Cool. That's what I got for tonight. So, should we open it up to some questions? You want to unmute everybody?
Sure. I will do that. Unmute all. Now, guys, if there's any questions that you're thinking about, anything that you're struggling with in your business, don't be afraid to ask. This is the time where we can talk together on this call. So if there's anything that you're questioning, I'm sure someone else is too.
Oh, I'm talking to her. Ken?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, it's Tutu. So I'm getting hung up on keeping track of everybody. Can I see, or how do I get to that form that you had at the beginning of your call? The one that's in the back office, I can't seem to find it.
Okay. We will definitely send a link out on the team call. I will link the pathway to get to the business activity tracker. And I will also put the generic PDF forms or the Word documents that I created myself. Like I said, Paul's system is totally different than mine. Trenny's is totally different than mine. You just have to try something and see if it works.
Right.
But I'll
absolutely have to track the people you talk to,
right,
so you can know what you sent them, when you followed up, what you followed up about, and you know when to follow up again with them. Absolutely.
Hey Ken, it's
Yep.
Julia here. I'm on my phone. So I really like what you said about when you sent the message to 32 people, you know, and then, but you know, some people don't respond, but for the people that do respond, that's great. But I guess I've been trying to just recently send out an invite to watch coaching, a coaching third-party tool. And they were really excited when I said that if I would you know, watch this. But they always get stuck on when I say, like, you know, so if I could check back, you know, around this time, you know, to call you, like, will you have it watched? And, or if I ask, like, what time do you think you could, like, watch it for sure? I think that's, like, step 2 or 3 of Eric Worre's script. I never, like, sometimes I just don't get a response, and I guess that's where I'm at right now. And I don't know if I say, like, you know, just seeing if you got my message, or do I go with the defend you, or I'm not sure how to the people that don't respond to that answer.
Are you doing it
question.
with Messenger?
Yes.
I would, as soon as you ask that message, the number one thing I try to do is get them on a phone call and just talk to them first and find out why they want to see it and what their goals are, before I even set up a follow-up time and I send the video. But you know, it's one of those things where if they're not responding to you now, they probably won't respond to you after you send the video either. So you may just want to hold off and just invite them to a free group or something like that. It basically
Okay.
Next time. What do you think, Paul?
I think that's good advice. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It wouldn't be too much to send another, just a, hey, did you get my, just to see if they forgot about you, or is that annoying?
In one of the top coaches, and I can't remember what it was, but they just, you know, they basically, they send that original question, and then they go back and they say, hey, I know people get busy. I want to check again, you know, like what day can I follow up with you? And then on the third time, they go back and say, hey, I hope I didn't offend you. You know, if I did, I'm sorry, but hopefully everything's okay over there, type thing.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
Oh,
Yeah, Francis.
hold on. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Form for when you're following up the referral from from Beachbody for, like a new customer or something. I got this new one that I kind of feel a little bit intimidated about because I don't know. I mean, like I've contacted a bunch of my referrals, and out of probably 6 or 7, only 1 replied. But we've been in contact, which is awesome. It's really amazing. It's kind of very exciting, but somehow I'm a little intimidated with what to say to her.
Did you watch the video that Megan and I filmed?
No, I didn't. I'll have to watch that. I watched like the video that they send you on the email on how to follow up on your Success
Right.
Club leads, and I did that. And I mean, like, it's great that that she called me back and everything. And it's just like, where do I go from here on? And just checking up on her and seeing how she's doing with her program.
Well, let me ask you this: what would you, if she wasn't a referral from Beachbody, and she was just a customer or someone that you met on the street, how would you do that?
I would probably ask her, after a few days, if she started her program and if she's liking it, if she's struggling with anything, how's her nutrition. She's somebody who, I guess, travels a lot, so she got the 10-minute trainer because pretty much she lives in a hotel. So,
You mean like this one?
what was that again?
You mean like this one?
Yeah, hopping from one place to another. So I think it's just the first week of our initial contact, so I'm gonna reach out to her again tomorrow and see how she's doing. I think that's where I'm gonna go. But do you guys have any other suggestions as far as like those other leads that I had that never replied? It's kind of, I don't know, a little sad they didn't reply back, when you welcome them and you offer to call them and talk to them about their goals and they don't reply to you.
Okay, so we have to kind of be a little realistic about this too. Most of these people are calling an infomercial at 3 a.m. because they want to make a change. And by the time they get through the script at Beachbody, they were expecting to make a 2-minute phone call, hand them their credit card, and get P25 in the mail, and magically they'd be slim and fit like that. But the reality of it is, when they get through that call, it's about a 20-minute phone call, 20 to 30 minutes, depending on who's talking to them. At the very end, they're like, "Oh, and by the way, you get a free coach, and here's their information." So now it's 3:30 in the morning, and they just want to go to bed.
Okay.
So we have to be realistic in that not every lead is going to respond right away. But those that do, just be their friend. You're just like you would anyone else. And Megan and I filmed this awesome, she did a great job. We did a role play where Megan was the lead who called me, she had responded, so we set up a time to talk. And we talked. And we just filmed exactly what I would say to a new customer, a referral customer. And it's really no different than what I would say to anyone else. But we did it in a call format so that you guys can see it, you can watch it, and repeat that. Cool. That's a good question. Hey, Stephanie.
Yes.
Hey. So, since you just became Diamond, I would love to hear, like, what was that thing that made you go, from, I'm going to do this coaching thing, I'm going to maybe make a little bit of extra money here and there, I'm going to help people, to I'm going to be a Diamond coach, I'm going to be a Star Diamond.
Well, initially, I signed up a year ago. When I came out of pharmacy school, I knew that I wanted to do something to help others, but I didn't really know where to find that outlet. I wanted to be a diabetes educator. That was my main goal. So I was sitting here feeding the babies. Ken and Trini asked me to join a challenge group, which I did. And I tried it for the first month, running the business, and I got all my family and friends on board. So the first month was really great. But then after that, trying to juggle 2 babies and getting a routine, I couldn't do it. So after a month, I stopped and I just drank my Shakeology and just worked out. And then 3 months ago, I felt like I got a routine down. I was back at work and I felt that, I could give it another try because I knew that deep down I really wanted to help people get healthy since that's my real goal. So I told my husband, I was like, I'm just going to give it 3 months and see, how much I can do in 3 months. And I just take what, Beachbody says to do, which is invite. And I just invited every single person I knew and just sent out, messages to friends and family. And after I told Ken and Trini, I was like, they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, just sending out messages, and they're saying, yes, I'm not doing anything hard. I just truly care about helping people. And, I was being just really consistent with my posts and, sharing my love of being vegan and vegetarian and raising my kids vegetarian. That, people started coming to me and asking me questions, which I never would have expected anybody to follow me. But it was working. So just after getting so much support from people I had never met, my neighbors like Diana, she's on the phone call right now, maybe Michelle, but just getting all their support and, feeling just a good sense of like community, especially with people I haven't talked to forever. It just gives you kind of this drive to just keep going, and just seeing everybody's results is what keeps you going. Yeah, you're fine.
So it was more of a like, all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm just going to do what they do.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be consistent with it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's your secret formula to success, guys. That's it. That's really it. That's it in a nutshell. So that's awesome. We were gonna have dinner to celebrate the other night, but we're not gonna be able to do it for another week or two. So I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, and I can't wait for you to buy me dinner. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, she's a diamond coach now. She can afford me. Yeah. So, does anybody have any other questions about anything at all?
Paul's cheap, by the way.
I'm good with Shakeology. I'm fine with that.
If you were in Cancun, you would have been on the yacht, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny. Paul's cheap. Jeez. One thing I do want to add, Francis, you mentioned that you have a customer that travels a lot. Okay, so we got a team here of people that walk every walk of life. So if they ever need advice, you can send it to me or Jeff or who else to pilot, or flight attendant Myrna, anybody who travels for a living, we can do that. And of course, if I have a mommy who starts asking me breastfeeding questions, well, I'm going to send them to one of you guys. Probably Johnny. So we have this team here. Make use of it. If you guys have questions, if you guys have customers that might have questions where someone else, another coach, might have a little bit more knowledge in, hey, connect us. That's what we do. We help each other out. So cool. So our topic for the next team, one of our major topics is going to be running these 3 groups and how to run them effectively. And we'll probably have another tidbit or 2 to add into that, but that's going to be in 2 weeks, I believe. So cool. If no one has any other questions, we'll call it a night. I gotta go watch the Blackhawks win, and look forward to seeing you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys on online. We got some rank advancements coming up this week that we're excited about here. So this is really cool. So yeah, and don't forget to if you're going to Summit, check out the Summit qualifications in the FAQ page for all the parties and everything like that. Make sure you really understand what's going on for Summit. So, all right, gang.
Awesome.
I'm down in Houston. I'm stuck here. Please message me. All right, guys. Ken,
Bye.
thanks. You want to take us out?
Thank you.
All right, go team. We'll see you guys.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Good night, Maddie.
Good night, Paul.